What's up guys? I'm going to take you through a quick little paddle setup video. I'm going to be getting the Paddle Tech TKO CX 12.7 millimeter. This is the extended handle, so it's a 5.75 inch handle. I'm going to set this up. This is my singles paddle. I've actually been training and playing with the Yola, the Perseus 16 millimeter for doubles. I've really been liking this paddle. You know, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to transition with a 12 millimeter paddle. It's very poppy, but yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this up with you guys and take you through the process, and then also give you guys some updates in my pickleball world. So what you're gonna need to set up a paddle: a pair of scissors, electrical tape, some lead tape or tungsten tape, and then I personally love to use the Wilson Pro Overgrip, the white grip. I've been using this kind of since I was, 7-8 years old with tennis, and even put it on some of my golf clubs, and now I'm putting it on my pickleball paddles. So the first thing I'm gonna do with this paddle is, since the grip comes from the factory, I really like it flush with the butt cap. So, I mean, if you're able to see this, it's not really that close to the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm going to re-grip it, and I'll show you guys kind of where I started. So, wow, that's pretty good. So we're gonna go take this off, the whole thing off. And then I like to start it, so this is the flat one. I like to start it to one over, to my left to your right. So I'll put it right here on this bevel and just make sure it's nice and flat. Press it in there. It's still sticky because it's got the glue on the backside. So you just want to make sure it's nice and tight. I don't want any air pockets in there. And then I'm just gonna, nice and tight, go ahead and there we go. Press that down, find the seam, and then I try to keep this as thin as possible so it's not super thick. And just go all the way down, making sure I keep that tension as tight as I can, coming back around. And then I can use that same piece of electrical tape that they use from the factory just to finish this off. All right, it's not tight enough. Keep pulling. And then I'm gonna come back down to the bottom and then finish it off. Nice and tight. Now it's flush with the bottom. That's how I start every single one of my paddles, honestly. Just because I like to have everything feel the same. I mean, when you're playing this much and you're feeling the ball every week, every day, kind of just want your equipment to kind of feel the same. That feels really good. So now that we have the overgrip on, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my lead tape and then measure. These are 3-inch strips, by the way, if you saw my Instagram video. But basically what I'm gonna do is I have a paddle that I compete with that doesn't have as much grit anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this and measure this strip right here, make it a little indent with my thumbnail, and then, okay, go ahead and cut it. And then I'll just measure 3 more of those, so 4 total. But the big news that I wanted to tell you guys, that I'll probably be putting it in the title, so it'll be a little bit of a spoiler, but I just signed with the PPA Tour. So that is a major milestone for me. I am so excited and so just blessed to be able to get that opportunity. I mean, that was my goal coming into this sport in 2023. I mean, I spent hundreds of hours of watching YouTube videos. I mean, I was studying every single guy, watching all the APP, all the PPA YouTube videos on YouTube, and I just knew that I wanted to be on the PPA Tour, and I tried to figure out how to get there. So, I mean, if you guys are looking to start trying to play pro pickleball or wanting to get into it, I recommend just studying the game a lot. Start watching YouTube, start learning technique. There's a lot of different things. I came from tennis, but anyways, I'm just super thrilled to be able to sign to the PPA Tour. I'm committing there for the next 3 years. So you guys are gonna see me on the PPA over the next 3 years, and my goal is to be, you know, world #1 in singles. I mean, that's really what I want to do. So I'm really excited to get that opportunity to do this, and to do this full time is just unbelievable. And so I'm just stoked. Can't wait to get out there. I'm playing San Clemente in 2 weeks in California. So if you guys are out there, you know, come say hi, come watch. Love meeting you guys. But side note, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking the new paddle and comparing it to my old paddle, and I'm just looking to see where that lead tape lines up. So what I'm gonna do there is similar to the lead tape, is I'm just gonna push my fingernail into the new paddle on the edge guard, and just kind of make a little bit of a line there for myself of where I want to start that lead. And so I'm gonna do that for each of the sides, make sure that it's lined up properly. And obviously this isn't gonna be perfect, but it's pretty close to it. So, all right, one more of them, and there we go. So now that I have those indentations that I'm gonna have trouble finding, we're gonna go ahead and start putting those lead strips on. All right, so I'm gonna put it kind of in the middle of the paddle, like that. And then, I know I shouldn't be touching the lead tape like this, but this is just kind of what I do. At least I use this piece to kind of push it down. Try to limit the exposure to lead tape. I know I probably should be using tungsten tape, but I don't know. I've been buying this lead tape since I started playing, and so I just keep using it. But I just get these rolls at the PPA Superstore. I love to golf, so you can also get a giant roll for like $100 or something. It's more cost effective, but all right. So now I'm just looking for that other indentation right here. I'm gonna push it down. Same thing, right through the center. Just, you know, eyeballing it. And then we're just gonna go ahead and press it down. But yeah, I'm playing doubles with Jay DeVilliers for the first tournament, which I'm really stoked about. He's an OG player. He's been playing pickleball for a really long time. And unfortunately, Kwang Dong got suspended. So he, you know, couldn't play San Clemente. So Jay asked if I could play, because he had an opening. So hopefully, you know, we can just have some fun out there and see what we can do, make some noise. I think we're gonna be a really energetic team, and I'm honestly stoked for that opportunity. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun playing dubs with him. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, so we've done 3 now, and we're gonna come down to the 4th. Obviously I'm playing singles as well, but I kind of rolled my ankle a little bit, in New York at my last APP. So I've just kind of been rehabbing that, just making sure that it's ready to go for San Clemente. All right, last one. Here we go. Nice. Okay. So now that I got this down, what I'm gonna do is, let's see, there we go. So I basically just put it all in the 4 corners. And the reason I did that is just because before I was kind of just putting lead up to here from one side on each side and leaving the top, because I was like, oh, maybe a top heavy paddle is producing too much, you know, racket head speed through the shot, and I don't necessarily need power, because this is pretty powerful paddle already. But I noticed by putting so much lead through here that I was actually getting more power. So I decided to take off the chunk of lead and just put it in the 4 corners, like to help with dead spots. Because, you know, the center of the paddle is really solid, but then as you move outside of the sweet spot, you know, you kind of get a little bit of what we call a dead spot. The ball's not gonna bounce off the paddle how you usually think it will. So if you kind of put lead tape on the edges, like how I am, it'll kind of act as a dampener effect. So I've just been doing this for the last couple months, and obviously I've been doing really well, so I'm just gonna keep it that way. So pretty simple setup, the 4 corners. You can do this to any paddle. I've been doing it to the Yola as well, kind of experimenting with what I'm gonna be doing. But now all that's left is just to put the overgrip on and the electrical tape. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab the electrical tape. I'm gonna take my piece of electrical tape. I'm gonna start it at the throat and go all the way around. There, try not to get it. All right. Now this electrical tape is like just as wide as the edge guard, so I like to be super careful here. I'm gonna try to talk while doing this, but we'll see. Sorry, I don't really talk that much when I try to focus on something. But anyways, we're gonna go all the way around the paddle here. and just kind of pressing it down as we go. I honestly love setting up paddles. It's kind of like therapeutic and just, it's pretty aesthetic, honestly. All right, nearing the end here. All right, and then I'm gonna press it down all the way at the end. Make sure it's still on center. And then I'm just gonna cut that edge right here. There we go. All right, just press that down. Perfect. So now we have a cool looking black edge guard around the white. Nice and smooth. And so now we're gonna take the Wilson over grip and finish up the paddle. It's a brand new roll, so I gotta take the plastic off and stuff, but yeah, so I'm really excited, like I said, to be playing on the PPA this year. I mean, if my goal is to be, you know, the #1 singles player in the world, obviously doubles is important too, but you know, I love singles and it's one of my favorite things to do is run around and be athletic and you know, hit fun shots and jump and do all that. So I feel like I have to do that on the PPA Tour, so because that's where, you know, all the quote-unquote best players are. So that's where I'm going for the next 3 years, and you know, I'm stoked to have you guys following the journey. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be crazy. I'm working on kind of just like documenting the behind the scenes. I don't really know how I'm gonna do it because I don't know if I can necessarily afford a videographer to come with me to tournaments. But I think, you know, that would be such a cool perspective. And just to bring you guys along, it'd be really cool. So I'm gonna start this white grip on the same spot that I started that over grip before. So this is the top. I'm gonna start it on this bevel right here. And I'm just gonna press it in with my thumb, keep that tension, and then just go ahead and just do a normal grip. I mean, the key here, if you guys haven't gripped paddles or anything like that before, it's just, you know, you use this left hand or your non-dominant hand to kind of just rotate it, and then just always have like, you know, a couple inches in this right hand and just keep that tension. So what I do is I'll rotate, keep the tension, rotate. It's hard when I do it slow, but that's all I do. So just all the way around, rotate, keep the tension, rotate, keep the tension. That way it's gonna be nice and smooth. And I kind of like to grip mine a little bit higher, so I kind of get like 6 inches of grip, and I'll go to the top, make it tight, and get it there. So I'll go like about an inch or inch and a half short of that USA Pickleball logo. But I feel like this kind of makes, in my head, that grip, instead of a 5.75, kind of makes it like a flat 6 inch grip. All right, cool. So now we're just gonna take that electrical tape, finish it off, make it look nice and clean. And yeah, there we go, one more. And I kind of just pinch it off there. And that's how I kind of do my singles paddle right now. Keep you guys posted on the doubles paddle, basically keeping it the same. But there you have it. We have a brand new PaddleTech 1277 ready to go. Appreciate you guys following along. You know, if you guys want to follow the journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. You know, that really helps me out, helps me grow. I'm really just gonna try to bring you guys along the road, or this journey to world #1, hopefully, and just gonna stay healthy and keep grinding. All right, see you guys.